Hello? Hang on. Okay, so now I'm going to make you the host. Because I keep setting it up and because I'm not an authorized user, so I'm going under Bev. Mark, you have to unmute.
Unmute.
There you go.
Okay, so let's see. Do I have security? Enabling waiting room. What's that mean? I want a waiting room, so it's enabled.
Yep.
Share screen, chat, rename themselves, unmute themselves. Now remove participants isn't checked.
What do you mean?
Oh, okay. I clicked on remove participants and it showed me I have 2 people waiting, Flo and Sue Epstein.
Yep. So remember what I said, wait until
Yep.
they can wait.
All right. And do you want to rename yourself?
Yes. Let's see. Rename. Lavoie. I think we're recording right now.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'd like to hold just a moment of silence, meditate, pray for our country. Thank you. You received the agenda. So I make a motion, we approve the agenda for this evening. Any discussion? Great. Rob?
Yep.
Lisa?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And Bill will abstain, and I vote yes. Great, thank you. Approval of the minutes from August 18th. So you have that if required. So I make a motion, we approve the minutes from the August 18th Board of Selectmen meeting. Any discussion?
No.
No.
Okay, all those in favor, Rob?
I'll abstain because I was in and out on that meeting.
Okay, Judy?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
And I vote yes, Stephen. Thank you. Please give me the sign if Bill gets back in so we can call his name, Mark,
Okay.
or anybody. Audience or citizen? Anybody? Let me see. We have a chat from Mark. Is anybody else? No. Anybody else for audience or citizen? Raise your hand. I'll get rid of this. Seeing none, nobody? Wonderful, very good. Seeing none, we'll move to the next. Old business, Charter Review Committee, Mark. Bill, can you hear us?
Bill? No.
Yeah, I don't know, this is, it says, let me in. Mark, are you keeping Bill out?
No, he's admitted. We just can't hear him.
All right, I'm gonna pause the meeting for a second. I'm gonna call Bill.
And I tried that. I don't think he has his cell phone with him.
Bill, can you hear me? I'd like to give you a phone call. Bill, 123-321. Bill O'Brien, I'm giving you a phone call. Are you there?
Wait,
I'd love to get you into the meeting. I don't know if you can't hear us. We were hearing you for a minute. So I just put the meeting on pause, Bill, to try and get this resolved. If you'd like to call in, we can provide you with at least a call-in number.
is it on the screen here?
There, you're good. We hear you.
The call-in number is not on the screen. We can put it in the chat for you. So everybody heard you when you just talked to us. You just can't hear us. So there's a call-in number for you in the chat. Is he going to need a password?
I'll call in.
All right.
That's on the agenda page.
Okay, well, he's going to call in. Jen, I hope he doesn't need a password.
I'll send him it.
Oh, why wouldn't we do that?
Hang on. Meeting ID and password is sent.
Yeah, I see that. Oh, I kind of messed up here today.
So Jen, Flo can't hear either. This is odd.
Yeah,
Okay. Bill, can you hear us on your phone? Bill, can you hear us? I think somebody can hear us. Bill? Bill? Oh, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. New business. No, let's go, old business, Charter
Yeah,
Review
I'm all set.
Committee.
I'm all set.
Okay. Charter Review Committee. Now, you're good, Bill, if you can mute your computer, because if you talk on the phone, it'll just let you know. I thought I heard you twice, so if you mute your computer, we'll just hear the phone. Mark, you want to go over the charter review, please?
Yes, we have, we finally have 8 willing volunteers from our town that have agreed to help us look at our charter review, and that is Judy Ortiz, Kate Huskosin,
Hagenson.
Hokinson.
Hokinson, Rick Nassif, Lisa Napolitano, Mark DeRozier, Nabi Blaine, his first name is actually Norbert, Paul Ramsey, and Arthur Robotham. We have 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans, and 2 unaffiliated. So we're all set in party denomination. And the only other discussion to have with the board is whether it's okay for Henry Beck, who's now retiring from Howland and Sage, to offer his services as a non-voting member to give legal advice when needed. And then I have a motion to start this off, and then we'd have to get charges out to the committee and recommendations for areas to focus on with the charter.
I do have one question. I was under the impression that both Jeff Veens and Kelly Peck were interested, and they, from the very beginning, were they not allowed on because they're on FIPAC?
Correct. We checked with the charter, and we discovered through legal counsel that any member of FIPAC cannot be on any other board or commission
Okay.
committee.
I would have liked to have their financial input because both of them are pretty sharp.
And I'm sure your committee could certainly reach out to anyone in the town and ask their advice and get their input.
Yeah.
They just
Right.
can't have a vote and can't be an official member.
Gotcha.
So Stephen, if you want to make a motion and then have discussion,
A motion for the appointment to the Charter Revision Committee, be it resolved by the Columbia Board of Selectmen that in accordance with Section 7-188 of the Connecticut General Statutes, the Town of Columbia hereby initiates the process of charter revision by a 2/3 vote of all of its members. I make a motion that we appoint to the Charter Revision Commission Judy Ortiz, Kate Hokinson, Richard Nassif, Lisa Napolitano, Mark DeRozier, Norbert Blaine, Paul Ramsey, and Arthur Robotham. Any discussion?
then you'll have to decide if you want to invite Henry as a non-voting member or not.
Well, you just said anybody who's not on the committee can attend and, right? So, but do we have to vote him on or invite him on as a non-voting legal counsel?
Only because in the past, he was named as non-voting legal counsel in the past charter revision. But you're right. It could be no different than reaching out to Kelly. It's up to the board how you want to handle that.
Well, I think if we officially invite him in, then he kind of has an official role there, and I'm not, okay, I'll put it out there. I'm gonna amend my motion to add and invite Henry Beck Jr. as a non-voting legal counsel invitee. Discussion. Hearing none, I'll take a vote. Lisa, how do you
Yes.
vote?
Yes. Well, I should abstain, shall I not?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
if you both
right.
abstain, we won't have 2/3.
You have majority. Do you need 2/3 of us or 2/3 of the revision committee?
Revision committee,
Yeah, you guys have a majority. I think I should abstain.
yeah. So, Rob, how do you vote?
Yes.
Bill, vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. And Judy, I would probably, since we have a carry on that, I would recommend that you.
Abstain. Yeah.
Wonderful. Passes 3-0. So notify the members and we'll get this going. Thank you. New business. Mark, you want to cover this because we're voting you in, or hopefully appointing you.
Oh, every year we have a meeting of our DEMIS region emergency management group, and Stephen is the official executive representation of the town. But in past years, you've given me a proxy vote so that I can represent Columbia at the meeting. And this letter, if you authorize myself to be the designated proxy to represent the CEO at the annual meeting, we'll be all set. And it'll be a Zoom meeting, but I'll be there.
Okay, we need a motion on that?
Yes.
All right, I make a motion that we appoint Mark Walter, Town Administrator, as proxy for Columbia's representative to the, what is it?
It's the DEMIS Region 4 annual meeting.
Demus Region Board Annual Meeting. Wonderful. Any discussion? Let's vote. Rob,
Yep, sounds good.
Bill,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
I vote yes. Stephen, thank you. 6.2, burn permit. We have in the past, and it was brought to my attention that we have a sizable brush pile, certainly after the storm, but in talking with Mike Lester, our fire marshal, he said that it is not too large to do a natural burn down there. In the past, we have had, there's two things we can do. We can do a burn, or we can pay, I believe, Willimantic Waste come and cart that all out, and we pay them to do that. So we have done burns in the past, and they brought it to my attention. They've talked to the fire chief for people to do some training and standing by down there. And they've also checked with the state, and we're allowed to do up to 4 burns a year. And so we're putting it out there. How about discussion?
So long as everything's dry and they do it when the ground's nice and wet, I don't see any problem with it.
Well, they'll have some charged hoses out there, I'm sure, so,
Yeah, the fire
Well,
department
use-
will be present.
I'm sure they'll use it as training
right.
on
Yeah.
just how to run a hose, so.
Right.
Okay, any problems?
No, they know what they're doing.
Oh, let's hope so. I'm sure they do. And it's, so,
I have faith. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It'll be a controlled burn.
yeah. Need a motion on that, or are we just gonna let them, Mark?
Just the motion to approve applying with DEP for a control.
Yeah, I make a motion that Town of Columbia applies for a burn permit for the transfer station brush pile from the state DEP. All those in favor? Lisa,
Yes,
Rob,
Yes,
Judy,
Yes.
Bill,
yes,
Stephen, I vote yes, thank you. Columbia Lake, we have a couple of applications. Applications for Mr. and Mrs. Alan Bomert for, let's see, dock replacement, a dock and seawall replacement. And work is being requested by them through James Blair Landscaping and Design. We've talked to James about it, and LMAC says, after review, it's recommendation of LMAC that the Board of Selectmen allow this permit to be approved with the following conditions, and they're the standard conditions. So I make a motion that we allow the permits to allow for the permit and the application for the construction of structures on Columbia Lake as described here. Any discussion? All those in favor? Judy?
Yes.
Bill?
yes,
Rob?
he vanished.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. Lisa?
Yes,
This is Steve, and I vote yes, 4-0. Rob, are you there?
Mm-mm.
this is working real well.
Not so much. Let's get back into the bit.
Well, I think Rob's on by phone now.
Oh, is he?
I don't know.
No.
We have trouble and others don't. I don't get it.
All right, the other one is for the dock repair and replace and the seawall for Penny Walsh on 132D, Route 87.
okay, I'm back.
Okay,
I missed you.
so again, James Blair doing work on this, replacement, repair, dock and the seawall. And the LMAC is recommending that we allow this permit, so they've approved it in the following conditions. So I make a motion, we approve the application for construction on Columbia Lake for 132D Route 87 of Penny Walsh, as written here. All those in favor, let's see, Bill,
Yes,
Judy,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes,
Rob,
Yes,
yep, Steve and I vote yes, thank you. Oh my goodness, more and more. Halloran family, 132A, so. Application for repair a portion of an existing concrete stair, stone seawall and wooden dock. Condition permit granted, work has not been done. Conditions permit granted 10/5. This was a permit that was granted on 10/15/2009. Work was not done.
Wow.
And upon inspection by the contractor, additional work may be needed. New application. So LMAC looked at this and after review, they're recommending that we allow it. So it is the dock and replacement and the seawall repair. I want to look at this for a second. That's in a trust, that's right. Okay, so they're not adding to lake bed, so that's fine. So I make a motion that we approve the Halloran family request permitted through James Blair Construction. Any discussion? Let's vote. Lisa?
Yes.
Rob?
Yep.
Judy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
So Steve and I vote yes. Thank you, that's that. Appointments and resignations. First of all, we have a, maybe it's not first of all, no, okay. Department of Public Works. Everybody knows that George is sailing the high seas. Last I heard from him, he was on his way to Martha's Vineyard, our Department of Public Works. So it's been vacant, and we did a search for a Department of Public Works director. After numerous resumes that came in, we narrowed them down to 4 applicants, and we brought them all in for interviews. And after a pretty long interview with myself, Mark Walter, and the Department of Public Works director
Of Mansfield.
in Mansfield, sat in on it, and we came to an agreement that we believe that the applicant that we would like to offer is Beth Lunt. Beth is on the line with us here today. Her resume was extensive. She is the Department of Public Works in East Haddam currently, been in that position for 9 years. Beth knows a little bit about Columbia, likes the way we run things, likes the pace of our town, likes working with the administration. She's heard good things about us. And, after we sat down and talked with Beth for about an hour and gave her different scenarios and asked her about her expertise and her experience and her background, it was unanimous. We felt that Beth was probably the best candidate for the position. So Beth is on with us now. Beth, you want to introduce yourself? And then I would ask that any board members have any questions for either those who interviewed her or Beth herself, please, by all means. Beth?
Hi, good evening. I'm Beth Lunt, and it's nice to meet everyone.
Great. Anybody have any questions for Beth?
Beth, you might want to just give a quick background from your environmental background to current, because some of the members don't have your resume.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I graduated with a master's degree in civil and environmental engineering. After graduation, I worked in the consulting field for about 8 years, and then I moved into the municipal work as public works director for the town of East Haddam, where I currently work now.
And just so everyone, I actually hired Beth over 9 years ago. And we had a really good working relationship. Beth and I built many bridges, many roads, handled many complicated capital projects, deep grants, everything. Beth's real good with the numbers and the detail, and I think will work great with our guys. I think it'd be a really good fit.
Yeah, and I just want to add that the 4 candidates that we had, they were all very good. Every one of them brought a true expertise in different portions of the job as the Department of Public Works, and what I've seen over the years with George in the role and the people that worked with him. But in looking at all the people that we interviewed and what they brought to the table, I felt that Beth was probably the most well-rounded in all the areas. And, you know, we had some good candidates that brought a lot of operations and road knowledge and stuff, but it was, you know, it was Beth's all around and the ability to do 80% administrative, 20% in the field type of thing that we felt was best for continuing to lead our Department of Public Works group and continue to do what we do best in the town. And that's continue to bring a quality of life, whether it's through the rec, whether it's through the bridges, you know, our infrastructure, our roads and stuff, and you know, plowing the streets. We were very confident and pleased to be able to bring Beth in and introduce her to the board. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to ask that you allow us to make an offer to Beth.
Well, I have one.
Yep.
What kind of have you ever worked with contractors on, you know, just, you didn't say you had any construction experience. So working for a construction company that's working on roads and stuff. So I heard consulting, and then I heard at a town level, but you've never worked for a construction company.
Not a construction company. I worked for an engineering design firm where we designed water treatment plants, subdivision roads, larger scale roads. And then as part of that, I would work as construction oversight. So I would be in the field while it was being built, making sure it was done according to the design. So I dealt with contractors directly.
All right, so like we have that nasty culvert on Hunt Road. Are you able to go in and inspect it and get a good idea of what's wrong with it? I mean, do you have that kind of expertise? Or would you have to call in somebody else with experience to actually look at that?
Well, as far as the inspection, that's what I've been doing in East Haddam. I oversee all drainage improvement projects. So we have an inspection, annual inspection of all culverts. So I feel confident in that. And I've overseen a number of culvert redesigns and reconstructions.
All right. I can't even imagine the expertise it must take to run a town. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No one
What
else?
do you need, a motion?
Yes. So Mark, we need a motion to negotiate.
We,
Or just to offer, or what?
just to make an offer, I have an offer on the table that's within budget for the town of East Haddam, so we would not have to come back to the board to make any changes.
All right, so I make a motion that we finalize the offer with Beth Lunt as new Department of Public Works Director.
And amend that you actually hire.
Oh, okay.
Clear in the motion.
Okay, I amend my motion to say we actually offer and hire, should she choose to take it.
Correct.
So any discussion?
Just a bit. I was out for a minute and I just wanted to say that she sounds great to me.
Great, Rob, why don't you vote first then?
I say yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
this is Steve and I vote yes. Bill?
Yes.
Great. There you go, Beth.
Thank you very much. I look forward to it.
Good, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll see you.
Need a couple weeks.
Yeah, we've got it all worked out, but again, wonderful. You don't have to hang on if you don't want to. The bottom line is we had some very good candidates, and you know, I'd like to say it was a very, very tough decision. It was kind of, you know, Beth really stood out in different areas and all around. So I'm looking forward to working with her. Next, we have the resignation of Ernie Starkell from the zoning board. It's with kind of some sadness and everything. I've gone to Ernie for a few things, and he's been on the board for a while, but
Yeah,
it's at
He's been
this
on the
time
board.
that Ernest Starkell has offered a letter of resignation from the zoning board, so I make a motion, we accept the resignation from the zoning board effective September 1st, tonight, if we vote on it, from Ernest Starkell. Any discussion?
He's contributed a lot to the planning and zoning. It's sorry to see him go.
Yeah, I think it would be nice if we could put together some letter from the selectmen thanking him for his years of service. 'Cause
Yeah, he's done it a long time.
I've been on the other side presenting stuff to him, and he's always been a great, level-headed person. It saw both sides of things. He was a good person on that board.
Good. All those in favor? Bill?
no,
Judy?
Yes.
Lisa?
yes.
Be careful.
Thank
Rob?
Thank you. EJ.
Reluctantly, yes.
Bill's being obstinate.
Abstaining. There you go. How about it? All right. Yeah, we'll get something together. Thank you. Town administrators report. You're on.
All right. I just want to announce to the board that Katie Wiltz has accepted our offer to be our social service worker. I want to thank Judy and Stephen and Bernadette for, we also had a great field of candidates. And it was tough, but Katie, who she was actually I think was it 9 years as the
Something like that.
community
So-
social worker for the town of Glastonbury.
Yeah.
So she had some great direct experience, what we're looking for. And she's had experience working with different companies out of New York City. Her last one, though, went laid everybody off. So she was looking for a new career move and worked out great for us. So she'll be starting September 14th. She's part-time, 2 days a week, and 16 hours a week.
16 hours.
16 hours a week. So that's also within my preview as the town administrator for part-time employees. So I've extended an offer. She's accepted. And I just wanted to bring the board up to speed, and we'll be working on really rolling her out to the town so people know where to go get some help with the service needs they might have. So stand by there. And then I just wanted to remind everyone, this year the lake drawdown will begin on October 15th. So this is the October year. Next year it'll start in November. So we swap back and forth. So in case anybody asks you when it's going to start, just tell them October 15th. Rec Park, update on Rec Park. We've been spending a lot of time now. We're really moving. The new pickleball court and the new basketball court the asphalt's down and hard. We're about to do the final coat, add the netting, the basketball hoops, the fencing all around. So all that should be done by the end of September. And we're now also, Stephen and I and Mark Bolza and Paula Stahl and Annie Andrews and Brian Paul, we are all out there today going over the new guardrail layout. The guardrail company's coming in Thursday for final instructions to protect the walkers from the new road we just built out there. And we also laid out the revised parking lot when you come in. So we have a game plan for all that. And that'll also all be hopefully started and ending started in September, ending in early October. So we'll finally start seeing some real progress up there. The girls softball field, the grass kind of died in this major drought. It's coming back to life a little bit with the rain we recently had, but we're getting specs and bids right now for a new well that will eventually power the new municipal facility once we fund that for all our maintenance equipment out there. And it'll also be able to do irrigation for the girls softball field. we did such a great job with drainage that it's burning up quicker than the rest of the fields. So it's going to need some irrigation. So we're putting together a plan on that. And other than that, I think Rec Park is coming, and I've been watching a lot of people using it. The new playground addition just went in. It's not complete. The climbing rock wall is about to be added, but you can see we added a third tower out to the playground with some different features that were there before. So that's almost done. And then on Saxon B. Little Library officially requested that they'd like to buy a storage wooden shed and replace the small wooden shed because in this coming winter, their little pop-up tent will not survive rain and snow. So they want to be able to leave books for pickup out in a wooden shed. So I want to make sure the board's fine with that. Does anybody have any concerns? There's a picture of it in your.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a concern. I'm not sure, and I know we've talked about this, a wooden shed, how that does with the elements and being watertight. But the other thing is, realistically, can't all these books be placed inside the foyer area, far away from the checkout counter, and they can pick up their bag, wearing a mask, and take off without having all that stuff to the elements? I mean, I don't think they're leaving bags out for anybody to take them after hours. I don't think I would, but they can't have that inside the foyer area. Nobody uses the bathrooms and stuff. I mean, you can't have a table there.
Couldn't they put up a temporary wall? So where the foyer is, you put up a temporary wall so it's sectioned off,
Yeah.
just a simple door. And keep the window open.
Mark, did they talk about that?
I see that Sue Epstein is here. Maybe she
Is she on?
join in this conversation.
Oh, Sue is on the line, Steve, if you want to ask her.
Great. Sue, can you kind
There
of
she
go over
is.
that? Why, so, just,
Sure. Can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We can't keep it inside for a couple of reasons. One is there isn't actually enough space. We've got other things set up for the time periods that people are coming into the library to browse. So we are leaving things outside. It's not staying out overnight. We have set times for people to come pick up. It's just that in the elements and in the snow, we don't have, if it's raining or if it's snow flurries, we have no place to put a bag with a roof over it. And the tent, if you've noticed, is literally coming down and becoming unsafe. So what we're looking at is just essentially a roofed structure. It's 2 feet deep, about 6 feet tall and 6 feet wide. It will replace the table that is there now. And we will, in our set times, bring stuff out so that people can come pick up. The other issue is that some of the goal here is that it is no contact pickup for those, especially seniors, who by necessity or concern do not want to have direct contact and exposure to people. The other problem we're having, because we looked at if there were spots inside, is the cleaning process that would be involved in doing it is costly and time consuming. And we have state requirements about when, how, and where the state can drop off interlibrary and pick up interlibrary loan books, which also they are requiring have a separate place from where any kind of curbside pickup or that sort of thing happens. So we explored a lot of options, and we're trying to go with the thing that we thought would be the least, well, to be blunt, the least ugly, the most cost effective, the thing that if something does happen, we stand a chance of being able to repair it, because we've been sewing up the tent and that hasn't worked out so well.
Okay.
And this is the cheapest, best plan that we've come up with.
So my only concern is that on the little shed roof, the one from Home Depot, the rain actually pitches towards the door. So, so if you're going in and picking up books or putting them in, the rain's actually going to be falling off the front. You'd actually have to put a gutter or something there to get the rain to not be dumping on your head when you open the door.
Well, during presumably the door is probably open, but I think we probably could rig up a gutter kind of setup. My concern was more wind and snow.
I understand, but that's going to dump right on you. So it's too bad they don't have the doors on the other side.
Yeah.
What about
Well, I don't think you, well, yeah, okay.
I think it sounds like a viable option,
But,
and it's not all that expensive.
yeah, fine, it's fine with me. I mean, it's their money. They can, and they obviously look like, or it sounds like they've thought of things, so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sue.
Thank you all.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, so the board's okay with trying this as a trial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Next, I asked Carol Price, our tax collector, how we're doing with collection rates, and asked her for a comparison of last year versus this year with the deferment program that we've allowed the residents to have until October 1st. And in 2019 at this time, we had collected 7,711,000. And at this same time in 2020, in the 19 grand list, we received 6,501,000. So we went from 53% collection rate to 43. The difference of we're down $1.2 million, largely due to the deferment program, but she's confident that after October 1st, we'll be in much better shape as everything comes in. And just wanted to keep the board abreast of that. And we'll see how we're doing at the end of September. I can make another update at the next, or in the October meeting. And then also, we had a emergency operations center after action review this morning. Stephen and myself, our resident trooper, Jerry James, our emergency management director, Steve Postemski, our fire chief, and also
Andy Andrews,
our acting public works director. So we went over how everything went in the last big storm and thoughts. And Stephen, we had a few action items that come out of that we're going to be looking into. Mostly get a current inventory of emergency water and MREs that we might have, whether we wanted to purchase any in advance so that we're ready in case the state can't come through to help us in a future storm. We did a good job, I think, with potable water and charging stations. The other thing we want to seriously consider for the next budget is putting in a generator for the senior center so we can have a more easily accessible warming and cooling center instead of involving the high school. So we'll check that out in more detail coming up. Anything I forgot, Stephen?
I was actually pretty pleased the way the town personnel answered what they could do during the storm. Our concern is what every other municipality's concern is the coordination and the communication with Eversource. And, hopefully the legislature was able to put something together with Eversource where they have a plan that actually allows us to clear wires and stuff for a period, so we can then do clear the roads for restoration in a timely fashion. But that's nothing that we can do here in Columbia but what we can do is make sure that we are ready and the word goes out long before the storm actually hits. So I don't get phone calls about people running out of propane or running out of gasoline. We'll let them know at least 5 days in advance that a storm is coming so they can be, top off tanks and be ready should something happen, but also have an updated list for those who need emergency services for life sustaining, like oxygen or batteries for devices, access for dialysis to get in and get out of their home to be able to get to dialysis when roads open up. I mean, so we have things to work on with Eversource, but I think as a town, we're going to be better and we'll learn from the last storm. And so
I think we'll also be asking our new social worker to help us really lock in the list of those that need certain requirements, especially with power outages, so that have a better game plan to help.
Yeah, I was thinking we use the social worker to figure out who needs a generator, based on some medical needs, and maybe help that person to purchase one. And not, I think usually people have the money, but the problem with the generator is getting them started, and maybe get some people from the fire department to help out, to volunteer to help out or something like that.
Judy, that's a good idea, and I brought that up, and but the other thing is neighbors helping neighbors and
Yes.
stuff like that. So
Yeah. Just somebody helping them, just because I think that the issue with using a generator sometimes is they don't know how to start it. So, however that, people need some help with that, and then maybe they'd be more confident getting a generator. But
thank you, Mark.
That's all I have.
I don't see any correspondence, and we have some what do we got first? Refunds? We have any transfers? I don't.
We have refunds.
Are we no transfers?
No transfers, but we do have refunds.
All right. No no transfers. So let's see. So I make a motion, we pay, allow the refunds of overpaid taxes in the amount of $909.17 for those listed in the refund transaction page. Any discussion? Excess payments, okay. Hearing none, all those in favor, Lisa? Since you popped up
Yes.
first. Judy?
yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Steve and I vote yes. Wonderful, thank you. I don't, did that come in an email, the payment of bills?
I
Yes.
left one outside yes, it was emailed, and you have a hard copy, the original copy in your mailbox.
Oh, I guess I better look for that. I just got my binder.
Yeah, it's sitting right in front of your binder.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we paid bills of $52,785.42. Any discussion? I guess Steve's on his way looking for his.
There he is.
Yeah, but Rob's got it, he's got it.
I didn't say anything.
While you're out, Stephen,
Yeah, I heard him.
need the motion.
Yep, I heard him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything that's wildly out of the line.
No, there was nothing outrageous on it.
No discussion, all those in favor? I vote yes. Stephen, thank you. Rob?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you. Bills are paid. Wonderful. And audience of citizens. Anybody? See any hands?
I don't. I'm looking in chats. I know
I
Flo
don't
had
see any.
trouble hearing us. Flo Pollock.
Yep, I don't see any, so we're good. Seeing none. We need executive session, Mark?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I make a motion, we go into executive session. I would like I invite Mark Walter to stay with us and join us. So thank you, everybody. If you are not a member of the Board of Selectmen or Mark Walter, we're asking you to turn off. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at this. Rob, Steve. Now, Bill, are you 860-729-7716?
Yes.
That's you? Okay, I'll leave that one. Judy.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
So we're gonna kick you off.
And Jen, are you going off?
Bye, Jen.
Yes, I am. Bye.
Bye, Jen.
There you go.
Okay, so now I have Judy, Lisa, Rob, Steve, Bill's phone number, and Bill's audio. Okay.
Right.
So we're in executive session now. And wait a minute, let me kill the mic.
We got to come back out. So he's recording. So we are now back out of executive session, and we are going to resume the Board of Selectmen meeting at 8:03. Board member comments.
I just have a comment on the upcoming elections, and I would like to maybe have the registrars come in and explain what's going on to make sure Columbia's ahead of the game with the mess that might ensue.
We can invite them to come on.
Yeah.
Next thing.
Good point.
But I will tell you that I believe it's not small towns, it's not cities, it's the state in their ability to do this right. And we learned a lot from the primary. Hopefully we learned a lot of things and we're going to be better. So, but I will ask the
Registrars.
registrars, if we could have one or someone come in and kind of, and actually the clerk's office too, because they're even more involved in it than the registrars.
Sure.
Yeah, we will do that. Mark, if we can invite, oh, good, thank you.
I like the ballot box.
Me too, I'll be there.
Ballot box is good. It's more counting, but it's good.
Anybody else?
I'm also going to seriously try to find a way that we can get the board back into the room with social distancing, but bring the public in through some sort of camera mic system, because this is painful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put it,
Certainly.
or just have it on the phone.
Well, we thought about doing that with the speaker phone in there, but a lot of people said they couldn't hear the speaker.
Oh.
So we're working on it. We're looking for individual mics, but we're worried about the feedback and going on mute when you're done talking, or maybe it's always on mute and you have to push the button to talk. But we're investigating a lot of things. So
Thank you.
okay, if there are no more, I make a motion we adjourn the meeting at 8:06 p.m. All those in favor, Lisa,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Judy,
Yes.
Steve, and I vote yes. Rob, Jan?
No,
No, he's gone.
on again.
Great, that's fine, 4-0. Thank you very much, everybody. Be safe, and we'll see you in a
Good night.
couple weeks.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Night.
Bye.